Hello everybody. Today in this video right here we're going over our percent equation. So we've come up with a lot of tools so far to find percents of numbers, right? We've gone over division, we've gone over equivalent fraction, we've got some ratios in there. A lot of you just use logic to clearly understand what is happening and what you need to do. We did some drawing pictures in that one ago. Remember, like our two glasses and our lines really representing what a percent is. And then of course we've done triangles, right? And we did our triangle. Basically what I mean by that is our three things like this: our part up here, our percent down here, and our whole over here. And we know based off which of these in which combination we'll do what. But we can learn a new way here, right? And I want to first clarify here, you guys are able to use whichever one of these methods works best for you. I'm never going to judge you or force you to do a certain method. Maybe for practice, like I'll give you a practice assignment just so you can understand a new method, but on the test, I will expect you guys to solve these in whichever method works best for you. That being said, you should always be able to understand why something is what it is. Always have a reason for what you're doing and be able to come back and do it again. All right, so is there one way that always works? And the answer is, well, yes, obviously, all those other ways will obviously always work. We can kind of derive them from one thing, and that's this percent equation here. So our percent equation tells us that our part is equal to the percent times the whole. Or basically, we can, whenever we have those three things here, whether it's the part, the percent, and the whole, we can plug them into this formula right here and then just solve for whichever one we're missing. Now, this is basically how we derived our triangle, right? So based off whatever form of algebra you use in this, because obviously if you know your part, say your part's 10, your percent's still p, and your whole is 12, then obviously to find your percent, you're going to divide both sides by 12. And you're going to get that your p is equal to 10 over 12. And that's how we derived our triangle here, right? Because remember what this triangle tells us. It tells us that when we have certain things together, like whether it is our part, our percent, or our whole, we're going to do certain things with all of them, right? So for example, for our part and our percent, we're going to solve this as a division problem, or we're going to divide our part by our percent. Now look at, if we want to solve for the whole, right, which is what we don't have circled here, then in this formula, we would need to divide both sides of the equation by percent, and you would get whole is equal to part over the percent. So you see, that's how we got this from this triangle here. But what about the other ones? Or well, the other ones I should say should just follow. You're going to have to hit the trust me button on those. But for example, if we had our part and our whole, then we will once again do division. And you can go back up to this equation here and check why that is true. And then lastly, if we have our percent and our whole, then we're going to be doing multiplication to find the part. And that is exactly what our equation tells us, right? Our part is equal to the percent times the whole. All right, so let's go ahead and try these out here. Let's do a problem of our own. If there are 25 teachers at a school and 12 of them are math teachers, what percentage of the teachers at the school teach math? All right, let's try this one here. So we have a 25 and we have a 12. Those are our two numbers. So that tells me we know our part and our whole. So our percent is equal to the part times the whole. Or no, excuse me, our part percent, let me rewrite this here. Our part, rather, is equal to the percent times the whole. So we don't know our percent here, obviously, so that's just going to remain as p. But let's look at our part. I'm going to do my parts in red. Well, if we have 12 teachers and 25 total, then that means 12 is our part, because 12 is a part of 25. That'll be equal to our percent. We still don't know. I'll make a percent sign there. And then times our whole. Our whole is orange here. And we are going to make the whole 25 because that's how many total teachers we have. So to solve for that percent, it's pretty easy. It's 25 times the percent. So the opposite of multiplication is division here. We'll divide both sides of our equation by 25. And 12 divided by 25 would be 0.48. Equal to our percent. Now, obviously, this is in decimal form, so that means it is 48%. Right, so this is just an equation for us here. Our part is equal to our percent times our whole. You guys don't have to use this every time. You can keep using any method you choose. However, this is just another way for us to solve these problems. All right, got a fun one for you guys next. You're going to be finding out the percentages of teachers at Ranchos Middle Schools who'll be able to do that. All righty, good luck, everybody.